All right, and I'm back with the last of the personality disorders, which is cluster C, which comprises of avoidant personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, and obsessive compulsive personality disorder. This cluster of personality disorders um, are named or called the anxiety personality disorders. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about avoidant personality disorder. People with avoidant personality disorder are very sensitive to criticism from other people, and other people's opinions about them and things like that. So, and they typically like to avoid relationships because they're so sensitive to other people's opinions and criticism and things like that. They have very low self-esteem. They have a great fear of rejection, which limits their ability or their desire to have friends. And so they become very clingy to the people who they feel comfortable with. That's pretty much it in a nutshell for avoidant personality disorder. They just like to avoid friendships, relationships by all means because they fear the rejection, they fear the criticism, they just can't handle it, and they cling to the people who they feel the most comfortable with. All right, so next is the dependent personality disorder. These people need someone to make decisions for them, not just big decisions, but smaller decisions too. It's like very needy people. They depend on everybody. So not only would they be someone who needs you to tell them which house they need to buy or which car they need to buy, but they also need someone to tell them what shoes to wear, what outfit they should wear to the interview, those kind of things. Um, so they have a fear of abandonment as well, and they may have an opinion about something, but they won't let it be heard. They would rather just agree with someone else's opinion because they don't want to be rejected. So they don't speak up for themselves. They just depend on other people for everything. They're very submissive people, and just as the name implies, they're very dependent upon other people. Um, and then lastly is the obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, which is not to be confused with obsessive-compulsive disorder. There is a difference. So for the obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, these people need for things to be done the right way. They're very focused on being perfect, correct, orderly, structured. Things have to be done the right way or else it's going to bother them. They're very preoccupied with details, so much so that they can't really get anything done to completion because everything has to be perfect. Very detail oriented, very thorough with what goes where, perfectionist. Um, and they have poor relationships because of this. They have to be detailed. They don't have time for relationships because in their work life, their home life, their personal lives, everything has to be right. But the reason why they're not the same as obsessive compulsive disorder is because they don't have those obsessive thoughts and they don't engage in those impulsive, not impulsive, but compulsive behaviors. So even though they need things to be perfect and correct and done the right way, they don't obsess and have thoughts about things being, they don't engage in like rituals and traditions and things that need to be done. You know how people have to wash their hands every 5 minutes who have obsessive compulsive disorder, or they have to come back and keep checking that they locked the door, that they turned the stove off. That kind of thing does not apply to someone who has obsessive compulsive personality disorder. They're just perfectionists, and things need to be done the right way. Serial killers also fall into this category because, with serial killers, hence the name serial, they do things the same way every time. It's their trademark. So, someone that's a serial killer, they have to have things done a certain way so that people know that this is something that I did. Like, say for instance, um, someone who's a serial killer and they cut the ring finger off of each one of their victims. Things have to be done this kind of way. Also, so that they won't get caught. Things have to be perfect. Like, they can't leave anything behind. Just now, I just thought about the movie Mr. Brooks. If you've ever seen that, it's about, who plays in it? He played, Kevin Costner is in that movie, stars in that movie. He's a serial killer. And I think he leaves like a thumbprint on the lampshade or something like that. But he's very meticulous in how he goes about these murders and things like that. So he could be categorized as having obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, in the cluster C of the personality disorders. So that's it. This one is very short video because there's not like a lot to go into on the cluster C personality disorders. If you have any questions about anything, if you'd like me to do any videos on any specific topics, please let me know in the comment box. I'll do the research for you, and I will try my best to relay the information to you in a way that you would understand. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. I will post more questions and answers in my next 2 videos, which will probably be tomorrow morning, which is Christmas Eve. But I'll probably wake up in the morning before I go home and do it. But anyway, so till next time, see you later.